Hi guys, happy Sunday and welcome back to Velvet Violence. If you've been here before, thank you for joining us again. And if you're new here, welcome. You couldn't have picked a more unsettling episode.
You're officially spending your Sunday with two girls sitting on their sofa talking about crimes.
Today's case starts somewhere familiar. No dark alley, no mysterious strangers. Just ordinary life until it begins feel very wrong.
Because sometimes the most dangerous person is not hiding in the shadows. It's the one sitting across the dinner table.
So get comfortable and let's get into today's case. Hi guys, I just wanted to pop on here and tell you that we are not licensed investigators or lawyers. We're just here telling a true story in our own dramatic way. Everything is based on a publicly available information and personal commentary. So please, don't come after us. We've watched enough true crime to know how that ends. A marriage, 6 kids, a respected dentist. From the outside, the Craigs had the perfect life. But behind closed doors, a nightmare was unfolding. It started when a 43-year-old Angela Craig fell mysteriously ill. At first, doctors chalked it up as a severe stomach bug. Then, perhaps a bizarre allergy reaction, but the relentless nausea, dizziness, and terrifying neurological symptoms, she was admitted to the hospital, discharged, and then rushed back in. Every single time she got home, she got worse. But while Angela fought for her life in a hospital bed, investigators later alleged that someone very close to her wasn't searching for ways to save her. They were searching for ways to ensure she would never recover. What followed was a shocking digital trail. Secret emails, a history of affairs, highly suspicious internet history, and deadly online deliveries. Prosecutors claim it was a meticulously planned murder, disguised as a medical emergency. Today, we are examining a case of Angela Craig, a chilling story of trust, betrayal, and how modern technology can both enable the crime and completely expose it. Right, get comfortable because we are diving today into James and Angela Craig's case. Now you already know the basics. 6 kids, a respected life, and a wife who kept falling mysteriously ill. But the actual details, what went behind closed doors, genuinely mind-blowing.
Oh my god, you left me very intrigued here. 6 kids, that's already very busy household, I imagine. Where was that case happening?
Yeah, the case is so bizarre that I literally had to double check when I was researching it, that if it's actually true. What's gonna unfold later on, guys, I still am speechless. That's all I gotta say. So they get married in 2000, and in 2008 they moved to Denver, Colorado. James was this high-flying dentist, very educated, with beautiful white smile. Basically, that's all you could see as soon as he was entertaining the crowd. Angela was the manager of his practice, of his dentist practice. They were pillars of local church, and everyone basically looked at them and said, these guys has made it. They just had this beautiful life. I know it was busy with 6 kids, but they were just genuinely happy. And living in US, being a dentist, it's a high life, right? You've got the money, so you can actually use all the stuff that happens there, right? You can do whatever you want. Fast forward to March 2023. Angela is 43, completely healthy, no health conditions whatsoever, no medical history at all. Then she suddenly starts experiencing those weird symptoms. So on the morning of March the 6th, they were planning to go for exercise. They just wanted to get into the routine, right? So every morning they woke up, they drank pre-workout, which contain a high content of caffeine, but that's but that's very, very normal with the pre-workout. And they just went back to the gym, just had whatever they wanted to do. And after that, they split up. She started feeling very weird. She messaged James and she said that her stomach feels fine, but her head is very buzzing. There is like massive headache she experiences. Perhaps she thought maybe it was because of that pre-workout. As I said, it contained a high dose of caffeine, but if they are regulars in fitness, taking a pre-workout, your body kind of gets used to it. It's just a normal thing. But that night, she was rushed to A&E.
Oh my God, that sounds very scary. So what did the hospital say?
Well, unfortunately, nothing. They couldn't find a thing wrong with her. And unfortunately, they discharged her. But on the March the 9th, she got rushed back to hospital again. She's vomiting, she's breathless, she has a massive blood pressure, and she's literally needed an oxygen mask to breathe. And doctors are running every test under the sun. Diabetes, autoimmune disorders, brain scans, CT scans, everything comes back totally clear.
Oh my God, that's fucking terrifying, man. And like, I know here in UK, in NHS, if you have those symptoms, they'll probably tell you have a virus or something and send you home.
Yeah, they'll just give
Pack
you a
your shit.
paracetamol.
Bye-bye. But it looks like the hospital there, they really tried to find out. They tried to do everything they could.
Exactly, and perhaps they remembered her that she was already in a hospital, so maybe like, oh yeah, let's just do all those scans just to make sure we haven't missed anything from the first time, she came in. But, they did whatever they could, and unfortunately she was sent back home. There was nothing wrong with her. So they discharged her again on the 13th because, as mentioned, they were absolutely clueless. But 2 days later, on March 15th, her brother Mark rushed her back to the hospital because she's getting this splitting headache. She just doesn't know what's going on with her and she can barely stand. And James rushes to the hospital. Obviously, Mark has advised James, James rushes to the hospital, been there next to her all the time, but unfortunately within 3 hours, Angela had this massive seizure and she's taken straight to ICU. And unfortunately, guys, 3 days later, she's pronounced brain dead and been taken off the life support. And on that time, she passes away. So Dilyana, she was only 43 years old and she left her 6 kids, and the poor kids are without her mother now.
That's just so devastating. I just can't believe it. How a healthy 43 years old woman just passes away from a headache. And yeah, it's so weird. Did they do a post-mortem or anything after?
Well, this is when James started acting very, very suspicious and weird. He straight up refuses the autopsy. The court documents actually say, guys, that James told the doctors, and I quote, "If you couldn't figure it out what was wrong with her when she was alive, I'm not letting you poke her more now, she's dead."
Oh, come on, that's a red flag straight away.
Oh, yes.
If your wife dies mysteriously from something, even the doctors can't say what it is, surely you would want to know.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, and even though like some people, I would understand if some people wouldn't want to do that if the person has died in some circumstance, that they knew what it is.
Yeah.
But in this case, I would want to know what happened.
Of course. I mean, imagine your closest member of a family just like that passes out. Like, without not even doctors knowing what's wrong with her.
Exactly, yeah. It's so wrong.
Get ready because it gets worse. The first person who properly smells the rat wasn't even the doctors. It was Ryan Redfern, and Ryan was the James' dental business partner and close friend. He's actually raised the concerns about Angela's illness before she passed away. And get this, on March the 15th, while Angela is literally dying in a hospital, James sent Ryan a text saying, and I quote, "Keep your mouth shut. If we are friends, please do this favor for me."
He seriously texted him that.
Yep.
That's fucking confession, isn't it?
Right, but wait, there's another whistleblower. A receptionist at the dental practice called Caitlin. A few days earlier, James told her that there is this personal packaging arriving to a dental surgery and not to absolutely open it under any circumstances. Well, on March 13th, the package arrives and another colleague of the one who worked with Caitlin has opened the package. Caitlin had a cheeky snoop and she realized what the package contains. It contained a potassium cyanide.
Cyanide. Why would you fucking need a cyanide in a dental practice?
Exactly. It makes absolutely no sense. At first, she couldn't connect the dots, but after Angela passed away, she put two and two together. So she also remembered that on the March the 6th, and that was the exact day Angela first rushed back to the hospital, she saw James going to examination room. He was sitting in front of the PC with the lights off, which was very weird for Caitlin, because she's like, well, first of all, he looks like he's snooping. Second of all, why he's using that PC in that examination use, which she never saw him do it. He has his own laptop and also his own computer at his office. She also saw him carrying some sort of canister.
Canister?
Yeah.
Fair play to Caitlin for looking around, Did she say something to anyone though?
She did. So she called a co-worker who called Ryan, which is that friend I mentioned earlier, who then contacted hospital and said that, warned them that it might be a poisoning. But now it's not very clear if the hospital actually treated her to that. The medical records are a little bit blurry there, but we also aren't doctors. But obviously what they did, it was too late. All I wanted to say that fair play to those hospital staff for actually doing everything they could to save Angela, and fair play to Caitlin, because I feel I would be exactly the same if something like that happened. But also you need to remember, guys, she was confessing towards her boss, so it must have been also a stress to her, because she's like, oh shit, will I lose my work, So fair play to Caitlin not to keep anything in her, and she just went and said straight away of what she saw.
Good for her, for real. I'm so glad there is people like that.
Yes, yeah.
So I feel like at this point probably the walls were closing up on James, yeah?
Yeah.
So was he confronted? What did he said when he was?
Yes, so Ryan actually confronted him about the cyanide. Oh, this is fucking crazy, okay? So James tried to spin some rubbish story to him. That package actually contains something else, because at that point he didn't know that the co-worker has opened the package. Yes. But Ryan stopped him straight away and said, and I quote, "Look, we know it was a cyanide." And do you know what James said next? He claimed that Angela wanted him to order it because she wanted to unalive herself.
What a fucking idiot, of course. Fucking blame the victim.
Of course, yeah. It's, the more you're getting into the story, guys, it just gets worse.
It pisses you off, yeah.
It's absolutely sickening. He claims in the court docs that they were playing chicken, and he told her, and I quote, "You are not really going to take it." Ryan was so utterly shocked, and I don't blame him, and he told James just to shut the fuck up and get a lawyer, and Ryan went straight to police.
It just frustrates me, man. There is people like that out there, and it's so freaking scary. Yeah. This is the mother of your children.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like at this point, James just thought that he's smarter than everyone else.
Yeah, I feel like, but obviously not, because to me it's so clear what have happened here. So what did the police find out when they started digging?
God, where to start? Get ready for the ride, guys. Firstly, James was in a massive financial ruin. He actually filed for the bankruptcy back in 2009, and he was about to do it again. Not that perfect life like everyone thought they had. He was blowing money everywhere, including losing over $200,000 in a casino in Las Vegas. When police checked his delivery history, they found he hadn't just bought the cyanide, he also bought arsenic and a third poison called oleandrine. They actually managed to stop the third delivery of that oleandrine.
What's with all those things, man? Was he building a fucking chemistry set of death or something?
I don't know.
What the hell? What was his excuse to the police when they found out all of that?
Well, he spun this massive web of lies that Angela was suicidal, that he asked her for the divorce back in December, and then that was the time when she wanted to unalive herself. And apparently, he wanted to rescue her from that by that fucking cyanide later on, yeah. He basically, like, every time she wanted to unalive herself, he was just rescuing her last minute, okay? All of those suicide attempts were opioid overdoses, but guess what? Police checked all the records, yeah? They checked all 911 calls, they checked all his hospital records, all her mental health, any therapy, anything under the sun, just to confirm what James is saying, and they fucking couldn't find anything. So obviously there is this guy trying to save his wife, but then later buying arsenic for herself and playing chicken with her, So yeah, of course what he's saying, everyone will definitely believe him. He's a proper dick. It just frustrates me. That story just frustrates me so much.
I know, he's fucking disgusting human being. Yeah. I bet even his family didn't back his story up because it's just so ridiculous.
Yeah, you're right, and not at all. Friends and family actually said that Angela never ever shown any symptoms of depression or any signs of her wanting to live her own life. She was very close to the family members, and they would see that there is something wrong with her. I know there are cases that you can be the happiest person in a world, but you still have a depression. But not Angela. She was very open. So they knew that if something like that would happen, they would spot it straight away. And they also said that it was Angela who wanted to leave James. She was the person who wanted to file for divorce multiple of times, but it was James convincing her to stay with him every fucking time. And guys, when police actually looked into his digital life, it turned out that he had a massive pornography addiction and he was having a secret affairs.
There you go, a classic fucking motive, isn't it?
Oh yes, yes, and unfortunately it gets more stupid. I don't know how stupid it can get today, but it can, yeah, because they obviously checked his Google history. Now I know since we started the podcast, if they would check our computers, they would fucking find so much shit they shouldn't be having. But that's a different story, okay?
Ours is innocent.
Yes, ours is innocent. But his Google history, guys, he is an absolute fucking certified idiot and fucking, I don't know, there is no words for this guy. I'm quoting now, what did they find on his Google history? Okay. How to make a murder look like a heart attack? Is arsenic detected on an autopsy? And how much arsenic do I need to kill a human? He also watched YouTube videos of how to make a poison, top 5 undetected poison, top 10 deadliest plants that can kill you. And Dilyana, he literally bought this arsenic on Amazon.
On Amazon?
He bought it on fucking Amazon.
It's just ridiculous.
I know. I didn't even know I can buy shit like that on Amazon.
Yeah.
But first of all, but second of all, yes.
To be honest, I'm not surprised because you can buy fucking anything on Amazon.
True.
But I just can't believe he was so dumb to think that they're not gonna check his internet history.
I know.
That's fucking the first thing they do these days.
Yes, and this case hasn't happened, in 2000 when the internet's just starting to be available. It was like, it wasn't long ago, do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
No words.
No words, I know. But I think He lived in a complete delusion, you know. He was a delusional guy who thought that whatever he's doing never been found out and he's the best of the best person. It's just like a proper sociopath / so in love in himself that I think he just...
Narcissist.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly, that's the word I was looking for. Anyway, the police has scrapped his ask for not doing the autopsy and they did it. And what did they found, guys? You might be very surprised. They found cyanide, of course, and tetrahydrozoline, which is the active ingredient in eye drops. And that's what killed her. Investigators believe that while Angela was fighting for her life and she was lying there defenseless in hospital bed, James was sneaking eye drops to her IV drip. They actually, apparently, they found CCTV recording of him walking into her room, having a syringe. Obviously, he was a dentist, so he had an easy access to a syringe. That's why the doctors couldn't find anything. Do you know what I mean? Because it was just such a small doses. But obviously, it made her massively sick.
I just can't believe this guy is pure evil, man.
Yeah.
To do this while she was already suffering.
Yeah.
I just feel sick.
But it even gets more shameless because on March the 19th, literally the day after Angela died, the police tracked James down to a hotel room. And they went there at 2 a.m., they knocked the door and they arrested him for murder. And who is in bed with him? A woman named Karen Kane, who he'd met just 2 weeks prior on dentist conference.
A fucking day after his wife is dead.
Yeah.
And he's got 6 heartbroken children that lost their mother. And they found him in a fucking hotel with a woman.
Yep, exactly that. There is no empathy whatsoever. But now I just wanted to point out that Karen didn't know the truth. James set up a secret email address under a different name, and that was all that search history was also under that email address. He thought he was gonna be that sneaky, which obviously that didn't work.
#smart.
Yep. Basically, he told her that he's living on his own in an apartment and also that he's getting a divorce. Basically, Karen thought that he's separated from his wife. She was in the same situation, so, you know, she believed him. And she didn't even know about that Angela is dying at that point, and she obviously passed away after.
He's just sick, man. I'm speechless at this point.
Yeah, they obviously checked the history of them, their text, and they exchanged over 400 texts when James is saying to her that he could see her in his near future, that he's absolutely in love with her. You know, Karen did the same. She thought that she found an amazing guy, you know, he's this profound dentist. They met at the dentist conference, which I assume she's the same profession as he's doing. And yeah, so she was happy, she believed in him, right? But Karen wasn't the only person that he was messaging. Because on the same business trip when he met Karen, he actually found an online girlfriend that he invited over, and they had a sex in exchange of paying this woman a car insurance.
That's fucking the weirdest deal I've ever heard about.
I know, right? But fair play to her. Yes, so it was this amazing deal of having a fucking car paid off for a sex. No judgment there, fair play, you know. Coming back to Karen, eventually she knew that that his wife is dying, there is something wrong with her. They planned this trip together in Denver so Karen could come over and see him, and obviously she heard about Angela not feeling very well and she's currently in a hospital, so she's like, listen, I understand everything, you're going through the divorce, but then your mother of 6 children is literally dying, so let's just cancel that trip, let's just reschedule it for another day, no problem. But James insisted, you know, no, don't do that. Let's just meet up, it will make everything better. After Angela passed away, he even tried to convince Karen to show up at the funeral together, but not being obvious that they are together, so they would be just friends. Obviously, Karen said absolutely not. She's not coming to anyone's funeral, and that's how it ended.
I'm glad that at least she had morals, because he doesn't have any, obviously. He's absolute sociopath. I feel like nothing would surprise me anymore about this guy.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping that he's locked away now for life.
Even in prison, James wanted to try his beautiful smile to encourage other prisoners to help him to cover the crime. So he offered his cellmate $20,000 to murder the lead detective Bobby Lawson. Then he offered another inmate another $20,000 to plant fake evidence. But the worst, guys, he begged his daughter to do a fake video so you could see that Angela actually confessing that she wants to unalive herself.
Okay, I said nothing would shock me, but fuck me.
Yeah.
He's fucking completely detached from reality, man.
I don't know what he was fucking thinking.
And he's trying to involve his own daughter. That's just...
Yeah.
I don't know. He deserves to die. I hate him. Fuck this guy, man.
Before, obviously, the daughter situation, what did he thought paying? He's a bankrupt at this point, but, you know, lying to his cellmate that he has fucking 20 grand so he can kill the lead detective. So what people would fucking find out that it was James? Oh yeah, he just mysteriously fucking died. Case closed. You know, yeah. I'm back to life. What a fucking dick, man. I just can't believe it. And obviously plant a fake evidence to pass it to jury. So, you know, yes, it was just Angela who her husband ordered the cyanide and she just unalived herself for the sake of it, you know. I don't know if that's gonna shock you or not, but there is another plot. He was sending love letters to Karen while in prison, saying, and I quote, "You are ruining me. Ruin me in the best ways." Karen obviously felt utterly sick. She burned all those letters. She never messaged him before. She just sent him a last letter saying, "Don't fucking message me again." Again, another delusion. Like, what is he thought? That he's just gonna be back to Karen after everything?
Yeah,
after Bobby, the lead detective, died and, you know, that fake video. He just thought, yeah, that's all, you know.
Just leave that woman alone, man. Like, poor woman. She's obviously probably doesn't feel good anyway because of all this. And now he keeps, like... putting himself on her. Just get the fuck out.
That's true, exactly.
Did he go on trial then?
Yes, he did went to trial, and his defense lawyer, Ashley Widow, basically had nothing to work with. She did say to the jury, and I quote, "You might not like him, you might not think that he's a good husband, but that's not why we are here." James absolutely refused to speak. The prosecution, oh yeah, definitely. I would be maybe surprised if he would say a word, but if he would say a word, he probably would tell all this shit, you know, still that he's haven't done a thing. The prosecution laid over everything, the history searches, the affairs, obviously the deliveries, and that there was a multi-million-dollar policy against Angela, life insurance policy. So obviously we all know why he killed her, because he was a fucking bronc-ass bitch and he wanted the money. The trial wrapped up recently because it happened on the July the 30th in 2025. And the jury found him guilty and he was convicted of 3rd-degree murder, solicitation to commit tampering with evidence, solicitation to commit murder, and perjury. The judge handed him a life sentence prison without possibility of parole. And he said there is absolutely no way this guy will ever leave the prison.
Oh, that's fantastic news. I'm like, I just feel so bad for those 6 children, man. It's just, he's gonna be in prison, but there is justice served. But those children still lost their mother. And it's just, I hope this guy had the worst time in prison and he dies from, I don't know, something very painful and horrible. He deserves the worst life possible. I don't know, it just pissed me off, that case. What a fucking...
I know, it's mind-blowing. Like I said at the beginning, I didn't believe it's true because of the evidence they found against him. You know, the strike started from 2023, was going for a few years, and he was still fucking saying he's not guilty. He's not guilty, you know, it was Angela, she wanted to unalive herself. But Obviously, people who work in a profession as a detective, as a police, they are there for a reason, and they fucking found everything. And even talking to a family members, they figured out that there is something wrong with him. Fair play to the jury, found him guilty, and he will never leave a prison. So I hope you guys enjoy this case. It's fucked up, but I just couldn't believe that we still live. It's 2025 that obviously he was convicted, but it just happened so close to where we are today, and I just can't believe that people like that still walking on earth. But thank you so much, guys, for watching us again. As we telling every day, we are here every Sunday at 3 p.m. and let us know how we're doing. Follow us on every platform. We are on Instagram, we are on YouTube, obviously, we are on Facebook. Please do recommend some new episodes if you have an idea, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.